Hi and welcome everyone. My name is Dominique and this is my podcast. Hugs, Handshakes, Habibi. In this podcast I will speak about my life in the Middle East. I will tell you some fun stories I experienced here. And also I want to give you some hints what you need to see if you visit this amazing region. I hope that you enjoy listening as much as I enjoyed the recording. And yalla, let's start! Hi and welcome back everyone. Second episode, Hugs, Handshakes, Habibi. This time it's titled Home Sweet Home, Navigating Dubai's Housing Maze. So in this episode I will tell you how I found my place to stay. I will also speak a bit about things you need to keep in mind and how it is to be a tenant here in Dubai or the Middle East. But first things first, I'd like to thank everyone who tuned in for the first episode, left me a 5-star rating, gave me some feedback, what I can improve, what's good. So this is important for me since I do this here just for fun and for your entertainment, to share a couple of insights into my life here in the Middle East. So thanks again. If there is something, please reach out. I'm really happy to take your feedback and put that in one of the next episodes. So before we speak about my travel into or my journey into the new house, I like to speak about 2 myths I figured out when I was in Europe in summer. So for summer, I at a certain point when it raised to 50 degrees, I decided to do a little bit of remote working and went to Europe and yeah. So when I said that I live in Dubai, people ask me, what floor? Well, this is an awkward question, right? What floor? So I know from Munich, the people ask me, how much do you pay? But no one asked me what floor. Then it turned out that those people thought that we are all living in Burj Khalifa. So Burj Khalifa is an iconic building. It's the tallest building on this planet. And it's impressive when you stand in front of it and put your head in the neck to see the top of the building. But nevertheless, according to statistics I found, it holds only 6,000 residents. So there's a lot more in that building. There are hotels, there are restaurants, but only 6,000 residents. And we are 3.4 million according to the last numbers here in Dubai. So you see, it won't fit anyway. So we have a lot of other options and I speak today about them. But we are not all living in Burj Khalifa. Even more common was that people told me, well, you know that Burj Khalifa has poop trucks, so trucks that remove the wastewater, carry it through the complete city to the wastewater recycling. And well, this is also not true. So Burj Khalifa is connected to a sewage system and the same as other buildings in this world as well. So in downtown Dubai, there are not even trucks allowed. So also this is a myth. I'm not sure where it's coming from and why it's keeping that sticky, but it's not true. There are no trucks allowed in downtown Dubai and therefore there's obviously also no poop trucks around. So 2 myths that are, I like to clear up first. Now speaking about my journey into my new home here. So when I arrived in Dubai, I needed to stay the first couple of weeks in hotels. So if you need a hotel advice, please reach out. I think meanwhile I know them all. So before you can rent something here, you need a proper visa. You need an Emirates ID, which is the local ID card, and you need a bank account. Why you need all of this? You need a local bank account. So not every bank, you need a local bank account. Why this? Because the Emirates ID makes it possible for you to legalize the rental contract with RERA, so the real estate regulation authorities. This is important because RERA is authority that regulates the real estate market. So all real estate agents need to be registered there. Also, your rental contract needs to be registered there, so you have the full coverage of your tenant rights. And RERA is able to help you if you have issues with your landlord. Also, RERA takes care about the rental index, so the landlord is not allowed to increase as he wants. And RERA is also helping you when it comes to unlawful evictions. So there's a lot of reasons why this is a good thing. And you need your Emirates ID because it's tied to the Emirates ID, and without the Emirates ID, you can't do nothing here. You don't get a mobile, you don't get the rental contract, you can't register a car. So this was the thing I needed to wait first. Then second, when you need a bank account, a local bank account, because most of the landlords accept checks as payment for your rent. And this is also part, so you pay your rent upfront, maybe one check, then you pay your complete yearly rent upfront, or you can negotiate, say, okay, I do 3 checks and therefore the yearly rent is a little bit higher. So it's a thing that is negotiable. But you have to fill checks, you hand over the checks, and then the landlord is using the checks to cash out the rent when it's due. So therefore you need first those things in place, and then you can start looking for a place to stay. As I said, we have tons of options here. It goes from basic apartments, studios with 1 bedroom, through penthouses with stunning views over Marina or Dubai Creek. You can get houses. So the house is here called villa. Don't get distracted. You can get a villa with 2 bedrooms, and you can get a villa with 8 bedrooms and a private pool, including home cinema and whatever. So this is all called villas. And yeah, so the only thing that restrict you is on the one hand the budget, because for sure 8 bedrooms are more expensive than 2, and the location where you want to stay. So you can decide if you want to go to a more lively area like JBR, where you have the beaches in front, but you have also the traffic of the weekenders that spend the time and their weekend there and enjoy time. You can go to downtown Dubai, where you have, maybe you want to go to Burj Khalifa, or you want to have a building with view on the Burj Khalifa, because the only thing you don't have in Burj Khalifa is Burj Khalifa view. So there are a couple of apartments around Burj Khalifa that are more expensive because you have Burj Khalifa view. Or maybe you say, okay, this is too lively for me, I want to have it more quiet. You go a little bit more outside, then it also get a bit cheaper. Or you say, apartment is not for me, I like to have a bit more freedom. So I opt in for a house and go into one of the villas, and then it's your decision if you want to have something close by, because for sure in downtown you don't get villas, or if you want to have something more remote. So I visited a couple of apartments in downtown and JBR. But then I decided for me, so the traffic is not what I want, and also it's too crowded, and I decided to go a bit more remote. So then I end up with I thought a house is nicer. You have a little bit more freedom. You have a garden where you can sit outside, can walk a little bit outside, can do some gardening work like planting some flowers. But for the summer, I can tell you it's disappointing. They all will die, or you have to spend a fortune on water. So I went a bit remote, so I have 30 minutes down to downtown Dubai, where I have most of my customers. So it's a pretty good time for commuting. And I have 10 minutes down to the desert, so I can spend time there with friends and colleagues, have a barbecue in the desert or things like that. The first house I found was then I moved in, and I was waiting for the furniture, and then I figured out that someone is eating my potato chips. So all the bags had small holes in the foil. When I opened the cupboards, there was some squishy sound behind the cupboards. First I thought it's maybe of the mechanic of the door or something, so I put some oil in. But it turned out I have a cockroach issue. So congratulations, cockroach issue, and those guys are really hard to get rid of. So I got pest control, and pest control came once, twice, third time, fourth time, and the fourth time say, hey guy, I can't do anything for you. They're sitting somewhere here. They can move in the last cracks and holes you can find. So this would need us to remove the cupboards and to get the nest. Since I'm a tenant, I said, well, this is definitely something for my landlord. I can't demolish the kitchen here or something. So I reached out to the landlord. The landlord was not in the country. He operates a couple of properties. So he had someone appointed here in Dubai who's taking care about that. And this guy said, well, this is not our issue. So you visit the flat, the house, you signed the contract. I don't care. So we had a lot of discussion there. At a certain point, he cared, and I had a leaking stuff in the bath as well. So he came with the contractor. Then another week, nothing happened, and he said, "Yeah, we need to check," and blah blah blah. Really tough time. And then I learned about that RIRA, and that they also help you to get your rights. And I went there and told them my story and said, "Hey, what should I do?" And they gave me a good idea, a good direction, how to negotiate with the power of attorney, how to file proof if this is ending up in front of a judge or something. So they were really helpful. And it's good to know that there is an agency taking care about that, because most of the people here are in a foreign country. Most of the people are not speaking the language of the law. So I'm not speaking Arabic, and most documents, the official documents, are in Arabic and then translated into English. But even with the proper English knowledge, it's hard to read legal texts in English. So they gave me direction, and I started to negotiate with the power of attorney, and there was then a lawyer also involved, and it was really tough, and I was really afraid that I'm stuck there because I have a year contract and I can't afford to rent two houses at the same time, because this is way too expensive. So at the end, everything turned to the good. So as I said, I will file a complaint at RIRA. I put it on the legal track, and I give that to the appropriate legal channel. They were a little bit open-minded, and then we canceled the contract. I got my checks back, I got my deposit back, and then I was searching again for a new place to stay. At least since I canceled all deliveries of furniture, I had only a bed, a television, and a chair to move. So that was the only upside on that in that time. So I went to another real estate agency, and they were pretty good. So it took them 3 days to pull up a couple of options for me. I did the first visit. At the visit, I met the landlord in person. He stopped by because he wanted to check out who's visiting the house. He's a real awesome guy, so I have his WhatsApp number. He's commuting between Europe and Dubai, and he lived also in this house before, so he was renting it out, and he was searching for someone who's taking care. So that was really a good luck in that moment. So we signed everything on-prem. The real estate agent prepared the contract. So it took me 4 more days. Then I had the moving company coming over. They put everything together, moved it over the street. It was not too far away. So the movement was done in an hour. And since that, I'm here. So if there is something at the house, I send him a WhatsApp. He provides me with contacts of contractors for plumbing, for example, or for maintenance companies for the AC. So this is how it should work. And I think in the most cases, either with the landlord or with the power of attorney of the landlord on-prem, it's working like that. So I really hit the bad luck in the first try, because I was unexperienced. There were warning signs, to be honest, and I missed them because I was overexcited to get a place to stay. And yeah, so this is how it happened, and this is how then the issues piled up. And nevertheless, it's the same anywhere else. If you're overexcited and you don't do your due diligence right, even if you're renting, it can happen. and you can have this issue anywhere in the world. Nevertheless, for me, it was a lesson that I learned how I'm protected by the authority as a tenant. It's also interesting to see how the landlords are protected. So if you put your investment here, it's also safe. So there are rules, and the rules are, I think they are a good 50-50 for both parties. So as long as you follow the rules or you negotiate something, then it's working out. So this is my story about how I find my place to live here now. I think we make maybe another session about that later, how the houses are built and how everything is working. But for now, I think we are now close to 16 minutes. I don't want to take it too long. So have a nice week, stay safe, and watch out for the next episode next Sunday. And yeah, get surprised what we speak about. Thanks for tuning in. Stay safe. Bye.